All right, everyone. Welcome back to GK Pro's post-round coverage of the 2019 MVP Open at Maple Hill. This is round 2, back 9 action. This is Road Life commentary coming at you from PEI. I'm Nate Perkins.
And I'm Paige Pierce. Currently, I am at 6 under. Catrina Allen is at 3 under. Sarah Hokom is at 2 under. And Kristin Tattar is at even.
Yeah, we had quite a bit of action on the front 9 of this second round. Moving into the back 9.
Yeah, the first few holes are pretty long, and then it gets into some water holes and some really technical wooded holes, so you're going to see a lot of variety coming up, and scores are going to get even closer.
All right, moving into hole 10, par 3, 255 feet. We're playing straight uphill on this one. And this is I'd say it's a famous hole here, the Castle hole.
Yeah, at least just for the green. I mean, if you get too close to that wall, you are kind of in trouble.
A very difficult putt if you are close to that wall. You really want to be deep or pin high just like that. The further you are past the basket, the more even you are putting back at it.
Mm-hmm. That was my gatekeeper. And this one, Sarah's lining up with a full-speed driver, sidearm, hyzer flip.
What?
Wow. That was gorgeous.
That is unbelievable. She is really pushing the limits of what's possible with forehand and hyzers.
Yeah, she has her angles down. And she's going to be in a great position to have a stress-free putt.
And Kristin, again, with that St. Pro hyzer flip. Could watch that all day. I know you're a big fan of that as well.
Yeah. The angles you're seeing on this card are very technical. Catrina now with her H1 V2. This is a very overstable fairway driver, so she's going to play it a little bit different. She actually plays to go into the woods on the left. She said she likes that putt over there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, look at how much longer her putt is, but she doesn't have to contend with that wall getting in the way of the chains.
You know, typically when you're throwing uphill, what a putt from Catrina, though.
And what a play to purposely land farther away from the basket and feel so confident on the putt.
Absolutely. But yeah, typically when you're throwing uphill, you want to reach for the more understable disc to help you get
that glide. Yeah, totally.
And after Sarah's putt, we could be looking at an all-star right here. Yeah, that's 3 out of 4, and we have done it. That is a great hole for all the ladies on the lead card to get. And we are moving into hole 11. We need a name for this one. The Christmas tree hole,
Yeah, it's pretty famous. This is one that you can just let loose on. I mean, we got to do that on hole 1, but haven't since. So you just bomb it past the Christmas trees. And we're playing to that short basket right there on the rock wall.
And this property is actually a Christmas tree farm. And so this is one of the fields where they just have rows and rows of these Christmas trees. And each year they are different sizes and different positions. You really need about 350. Look how high.
And the wind is just ripping.
Whoa, that was such a high shot, Paige.
Yeah, it started out too high, and then the wind just sailed it up way higher. Even.
Yeah, look at that headwind. So if you're throwing into a headwind and you get that nose up, it's going to cause that disc to lift up in the air. That's why it's so important when you're throwing a distance drive that you get that nose down. And you can see that Sarah had a little bit better nose angle on that, and that disc, instead of lifting it, kind of just stayed dead flat.
Mm-hmm. This one you absolutely want to be in that open circle. Otherwise, you're again contending with Christmas trees. Kristin with a nice hyzer flip, but that headwind just pushes it too far right. She does get the hyzer back, but we'll see if it's in a good position.
Yeah, you really need about 350 feet off the tee to clear that first row of, or that last row rather, of Christmas trees and get out into the open.
Mm-hmm. Catrina looked like she was thinking about switching discs there because of the wind swirls, but she's going with her D2 on an anhyzer release.
Very aggressive pull through right there. You could tell that she really wanted a extra distance on that one.
Yeah, she was trying to sail it out there.
Kind of flips it over a little too much, but it's depending on the lie. And look at this. She's in the just 20 feet short of being out into the open, and she's left with almost nothing, but she really got some distance from that standstill position.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't have a flat line at the basket, so decided to go up high with a hyzer with my felon. Just dump it in. Kind of same type of line Kristin's going with, that hyzer stall. And we'll both be inside the circle looking at a birdie putt. Catrina now. Same line. Looking for it to just dump. If you land on the back side of the screen, you have a death putt, so we're all trying to land short and go for a slightly uphill look. About as close as you can be without going in the basket.
And this is Catrina from Circle's Edge. Ton of height, just misses left, and there's kind of a drop off back there, and they can definitely roll if you miss on top of that rock hill right there.
Mm-hmm. Excited to pick up that birdie. This is a good one to get. Kristin will join me.
Yeah.
So Kristin's closing the gap on Hokom and Catrina, picking up a birdie there.
Yeah, we still have a tight race here.
Yeah, we do.
So this is exciting golf. And we're moving into hole 12, par 4, 650 feet. One of the longer holes that the women actually play the same pad and basket placement as the men. You really need about 450 feet of distance to get to the top of this hill to have a clean look down at the pin. It gets very tight toward this green. Trees on your left and right, and it kind of creates this staggered gap. A late turnover is a pretty popular shot. Forehand can kind of leave you. Circle's Edge look.
This is my Ballista Pro. Trying to get a turn to the right so you can have a better look. Kristin doesn't get over on hers, and she's going to filter out left into those woods. Not a great spot to be if you're going for the birdie. Hokom yesterday found herself in those trees, so that was a good correction.
Yeah, this is playing as one of the harder holes for the women. Only one birdie during round one from yourself.
Ooh, that was a great approach. She just snuck it past that little wide tree, and she got herself into the gap.
Anything short of this hill, and you're kind of forced to lay your second shot up just because you are still throwing uphill to then go back downhill.
I liked the attempt there from Catrina with the turnover sidearm, but she let it go a little bit late, and it's going to be pinched on that left side. Hokom with a severe hyzer on that sidearm out of the woods.
If you get off of this fairway right here, it can get pretty difficult to get down there. These woods are tight.
Hokom forced to drop down to a knee.
And even this is a tricky approach right here. She's within 100 feet. And she makes quick work of that one.
Kristin tapping out with a par.
Catrina also with a par. Sarah in for a bogey. And back-to-back birdies on hole 12 after that beautiful turnover approach putter shot. We are moving into hole 13, par 3, 405 feet. We're at the top of this hill. Wind is definitely a factor.
I think this is the windiest hole, actually.
It usually is. You got the wind coming straight up at this hole, but the problem is that you are teeing off down to a tunnel, and as soon as you get down that hill, the wind changes. So you're going to see this do some funky things. The nose angle, again, is incredibly important on this drive. And you're going gatekeeper?
Yes, this is my gatekeeper. Very, very straight mid. It's actually probably my newest favorite addition to my bag. Just a tiny bit too much hyzer, and I'm not going to hit the gap perfectly, but I'm still down there inside circle 2 for a chance. Kristin now, this is her verdict. A little bit more stability in this one. Oh, but the wind catches it and flips it up. Catrina.
There's so many ways to play this one, and you just don't see a lot of birdies on this hole.
No, you really don't. Especially because the wind, we talked about the wind being super present, but also it's really swirly. So like it'll just keep switching from a headwind to a crosswind to a tailwind. And you saw Catrina lining up an anhyzer release on that one.
And that was a beautiful shot. It just started out a little left, and maybe she didn't get as much help from the wind as she was expecting.
Now Hokom with a sidearm hyzer flip, looking for that late turn, but it kind of just keeps penetrating forward.
Yeah, and again, it kind of looks like the headwind should be helping those shots out, but then it kind of switches into a tailwind as you get down the hole, and it stables those discs out.
Catrina, she's farthest away, and she's, 70 feet? So even those drives didn't seem great, but we still have a chance.
Are you running this one?
I'm giving it a soft bid, but I didn't have too much of a look.
That's so cool to be such a stout anhyzer, and then it kind of swings back to flat and flies a little.
Yeah, I love my putters. They're super, super glidey. Hokom just laying that one up. Going for the stress-free par.
Stress-free pars are good out here at Maple Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Little whale sack action for your tap-in. And I see taking all the time you need. As you said, you can't ever lose focus. Kristin taking no time at all to tap that par in.
And she is tied up with Hokom. Only 2 strokes behind Catrina, with a water hole coming up on the next hole.
Yeah, we're moving into hole 14, par 3, 285 feet. We're actually flying from the men's pad right now. Women's pad is off and to our left. We still have the same pin position, and we've got a water carry the entire length of the hole. There is OB early left as well, if you try and play it too safe. But you can tell there's not a lot of wind out here right now. This pond is pretty calm. You're going to try and swing this wide with your felon, and that is looking great.
A little deep. It's hard to park this hole.
It's definitely hard to park,
which is great because then it makes the putt so, such a mental thing of, do I go for it? Am I going to put it in the water? So I think it's a really well designed par 3, and Kristin is just about pin high, but 28 left. So she's also going to have that decision to make.
Yeah, this is definitely a great hole. It gets my vote for the signature hole out here at Maple. I mean, when else are you teeing with flower pots full of blooming flowers right on your tee pad? Look at that. I mean, just freeze frame Sarah right now. Beautiful hole.
I love Sarah's play on this hole, but it's so scary. She's going severe hyzer over the water, flipping it up.
I can't even imagine trying that shot. Look at that.
Knowing her disc is going to flip and then hyzer back when it's towards the basket.
Oh, and you actually lay that one up? That was from like 40 feet?
Yeah. I told myself if I'm inside 25, I might run it. But other than that, just put it under the basket. Hokom ran this one yesterday. Ooh, runs it again today.
Wow.
Good safe runs, I would say.
And Kat is having to go for a straddle. It looks like she's lining up to go for this one as well.
Yeah, she got her H1 V2.
Oh, and she put it over the basket.
Yeah, she got herself inside 25, so you can't imagine, you know, one of the best women in the world laying that up, but unfortunately find an OB. Kristin running that one as well, but a safer miss. This is Catrina for bogey.
No. And after being inside the circle for her birdie 2, she is going to be taking a double bogey 5. And that's exactly what this course can do to you. There's a lot of 2-stroke swings out here. That double bogey really hurts. That's going to move her back to 2 under par. She's now tied with Sarah and Kristin. 7 strokes back of the lead now. And we are moving on to hole 15, par 3, 355 feet. Another hole where the women are playing the same pad. This one is dead straight the entire length of the hole. We've got a row of trees on your left and your right, which kind of shape this fairway. Anything early is going to drop you down into this little gully that leads to bogeys.
Yeah, pretty much sure. You're scrambling for 3.
And that's not the kick that you want to see. Anything left and it gets really hairy over there.
Yeah, I'm going to find myself in that gully trying to see what options you have from down there, but they're pretty limited. Kristin now with the St. Pro. Finds a sneaky gap.
Almost gets enough late flip to miss that other tree. Sarah's going to be releasing this one on a pretty strong hyzer. Oh. Trying to lean with it. Yeah, definitely.
Lean with it.
Not a horrible kick.
Yeah, she's actually up on the top. She's not in the gully, so she won't have any bushes to contend with, but she still has about 100 feet to the basket. Catrina now with her M2.
She's also going to be releasing this one on a strong hyzer. And same tree, same result as yourself. Not the best place to be on this hole.
I had no real follow through with that bush right behind me, so that one's going to come out super hyzered. I'm going to be about 75 feet short. Kristin now with a step out harp approach. She is in the bullseye, looking at a par. Ooh, Hokom was running that one.
Gets plenty. She's really starting to pick up that speed, and she's able to run those from further than I've ever seen her run them before.
Catrina just puts her PA1 under the basket.
Yeah, she knows she's picking up at least one right here if you can't make this drop. Oh, Hyzer's just in front.
And Catrina also with the bogey there.
right, shout out to Basket Case Disc Golf for helping make this coverage possible. And again, thanks to GK Pro for editing this live footage into this post-round coverage. We are moving into hole 16, par 4, 530 feet. You can see the basket from the tee pad. It's a beautiful fairway straight down the middle. You do have OB left. If you kick anything and fly to the left, you can find it. Really difficult place, just downhill enough that some of these women can actually reach this pin.
Yeah, if you hit the gap clean with the downhill, it is obtainable, but it's very difficult to hit this gap clean. Kristin will be going hyzer flip with her St. Pro and getting well down there, but not all the way out of the gap. Hokom winds this one up. This is gorgeous.
Wow.
It flies so straight. And this one is my Bio Defender. Hyzer flip. I'm just looking to miss that tree. If so, it's out of the gap. And down on the green.
No way. That was long, the pin?
Yeah.
In the air, that went long than I've never seen anyone go deep on this hole. That was amazing.
Thank you. Catrina with the X3. She goes up that right side gap. Less likely to go OB left from that gap. Kristin with a great approach. Inside the bullseye.
And these are all great drives. To be this far down here. Oh, and Sarah, just full commitment. The heart of a champion.
And then she remarked, "Oh, I tripped."
Oh my goodness. And that is an eagle, ladies and gentlemen. Paige Pierce has just two'd hole 16 at Maple Hill. Spin back the drive. Rewind it right now. Unbelievable.
Thanks, Nate.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, and also that wall that you see with the Upper Park sign, that is actually not OB. It's just a spectator wall to keep the spectators back behind. But it was kind of blocking my stance.
Yeah. That's a crazy two, though, for real. All right, we're moving into hole 17. It's a par 4, 373 feet. We're actually flying from the men's pad. Ladies' pad is off and to your right, and it's kind of... It's a true two-shot hole. You're going putter straight, and then you're going another straight shot. You've got this elevated basket that's on a little bit of a rock wall. The putts can be tricky, but this is a very straightforward hole for these women.
Yeah, it's a straight dog leg, so you want to just throw two shots dead straight. Or you can try to be super aggressive and round that corner. But I choose to go Marshall just dead straight and break it down.
Break it down. Break it down, Paige.
Kristin is trying to round that corner, though, with her... Ooh, Anheuser release on her mid-range. She doesn't quite get it turned over enough, so she'll be a little bit too far forward and have a couple trees to contend with. Hokom's sidearm has probably the best chance at getting around that corner. And it does.
It does, yeah. I mean...
But still, that's 70 feet, and is it really...
elevated pin?
Yeah, is it really worth the risk?
Yep.
Catrina, M2. She likes to throw this one high on Anheuser and try to get this one around the corner.
You know, I'm still thinking about that 2 back there on 16. I mean, it's very difficult for these girls to catch up to you when you are making shots like that, birdieing holes like that. I mean, we saw some birdies from them on that hole, and they're losing strokes. So you know they've got to kind of be thinking about that, about the lead just slipping away. I mean, we are closing out round 2, and they are 7 and 8 strokes back respectively.
Catrina kind of running that one.
Yeah.
She's looking to make up for that double bogey a few holes ago, but just leaves that one a little bit too hot, and she's going to find herself down that hill looking at, a 45-foot putt to get that birdie?
Yeah, certainly outside of circle 1, and it's going to be pretty uphill, too. And Sarah might be thinking about this one.
She should be. This is for a 2. I haven't seen a woman take a 2 on this hole, so this would be history making.
She kind of decided last minute to just lay that one up.
I think I might have ran that one.
I think you would have too, Paige. The most aggressive player in disc golf history.
Catrina, a little bit too left, but she's going to be under the basket for her par. I think we're going to see a change on this hole next year. I think you're seeing that even with that shot, Catrina's getting a par, super overthrowing the basket, and I think it plays a little soft this hole. So I think we might see a change next year. So Hokom will tap out her birdie, and she will move 1 stroke ahead of Kristin now, and 2 strokes ahead of Catrina.
Yeah, she's having a solid round. She's 3 down, moving into the final hole of this round 2. Hole 18, par 4. We've moved it back this year. The women are now playing from the men's old pad. You've got also a new OB wall, deep and left. You really need about 330 to 350 off the tee to put yourself in a position to go for this island green. So these rock walls that we're about to fly over are the end of the fairway, and then it goes OB for a bit, and this is an incredibly tight green, and you've got all the people watching. It's very intimidating to approach this one.
So I sailed this one OB yesterday, so I decided to change up the game plan and go gatekeeper, which is my straight mid-range, just to crossing the bridge and playing for par on this one.
Oh, you're playing for a par. You're not going to attack?
No, not unless I really feel it when I get up there.
Yeah.
Hokom with that trace again. Little bit too much Annie on it. Finds that tree, but she's still in a great position. And she actually does have enough distance to go for that one if she wants to. Kristin now, hyzer flipping that St. Pro again. Around the corner. She gets a lot of distance on that one.
Such a late flip on that. And this is a mid-range from Cat as well. You think she's playing it for par?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I heard her and Hokom talking about in practice that she was trying the roller out, but that it wasn't quite worth the risk. So, yeah, to see that mid in her hand, I guess she decided to play it safe.
And Sarah is playing that safe.
From there, though, you do have like an 80-foot look at it, so you could still try to run that if you are feeling frisky.
And you're also laying this one up?
Yeah, I took a double OB in round 1, so I didn't want any OB strokes on this hole today. And this is my classic blend Marshall.
This is still a pretty touchy shot right here. Those trees on the right are out of bounds, so if you do touch those, you're going to drop, and you're going to have to be putting from 50 to 60 feet.
Good approach by Hokom, and now a sidearm chip with the A2 from Catrina in the bullseye. And I love how rounded Kristin's game is. She throws a lot of sidearms, but also a lot of backhands. And it's awesome to see her out here on tour this year, showing what she's got. See a few tap-ins before we head into that scoring tent. And kind of check out what the rest of the field shot today. See if the lead card will stay the same going into round 3. I'm at 11 under. Catrina Allen is at 2 under. Sarah Hokom 4 under. And Kristin Tattar 3 under. So you're going to see Hokom move up to second.
Yeah, you're kind of pulling away from the pack here. Definitely separated yourself quite a bit. You've got a 7-stroke lead going into the final round. You feel pretty comfortable with that number?
Not really. Maple Hill has a lot of two-shot holes. You could get a bogey and someone else could get a birdie, so there's a lot of danger, and you can't really get too comfortable out here.
Yeah, please tune in to the final round action.
Thanks to GK Pro. We'll see you tomorrow.